It's that time of year where everybody's coughing and sniffling and sneezing, and I thought to myself, it's time for some good old-fashioned Jewish penicillin, aka matzo ball soup. To make our matzo balls, we're going to start with our wet ingredients. I'm using 2 eggs. Now, this recipe is a culmination of a lot of Jewish grandmothers and a lot of research online. Some people like to whip the egg whites separate for a fluffier matzo meal, but I'm just going to go ahead and make it as simple as possible. So we're taking 2 eggs, slightly beaten. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Schmaltz. Now, Schmaltz is chicken fat that has been rendered similar to what you do with bacon. And that's what gives it the wonderful flavor. So we go 2 tablespoons of melted chicken Schmaltz. If you don't have that, you can opt for vegetable oil. I'm trying to add more flavor, so I have my water mixed with a little bit of chicken bouillon. That's fully mixed. Now we're going to go with the dry ingredients. If you wanted your matzo ball to be light and airy, there's a couple things you can do. You can add some seltzer water. That makes it a little lighter, or you can add baking powder. I'm going to opt for the baking powder because I don't feel like opening up seltzer water, just for a couple teaspoons. So now we're going to do the dry. We have a 1/2 cup of matzo meal, and matzo meal is really just unleavened bread that's been crushed, baked, and crushed like breadcrumbs, but real fine. So we add that. I'm going to opt for, like I said, the baking powder. I like to add more flavor, and I'm going to go with garlic powder and pepper. And then I also have some crushed parsley and crushed dill, or finely minced, I should say, dill and parsley. Those are my dry ingredients. Mix those together. And now we're going to add this to our wet mixture and thoroughly combine it. It's going to seem very wet, but that's okay. So the secret to matzo balls is to allow it to hydrate, and that could be anywhere from a 1/2 hour to 4 hours to overnight. So I'm going to opt for 4 hours. So we cover our matzo meal, and I'm going to let it hydrate in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. To make our matzo ball soup, we take chicken stock, and I'm going to add my cut carrots. And then I saved some of the stems from the parsley and the dill. I'm going to put that in there just for flavor. I'll take it out when the carrots are done. So we're going to bring this up to a simmer and allow those carrots to cook till they're fork tender. In the meantime, I have another pot filled with chicken stock that I'm going to bring up to a boil. I'll turn it down to a simmer, and then I'll use that stock to cook my matzo balls. So now we have our soup simmering, and we have our broth boiling. We're going to go ahead, lower that just a little bit. We want it simmering. We're going to be making our matzo balls. So we're going to take matzo ball and form it into like a golf ball, or they are going to expand because we did add a little bit of baking powder. Drop them in. You don't want to crowd the pan because then they'll stick and they won't cook properly. Last one. In it goes. So we're going to bring that up to a simmer, and then we're going to allow it to gently cook for about 25 minutes. Our matzo balls have been simmering for about 25 minutes. Now we're going to test it. Take one out, and we're going to cut it in half. And if we see that it is all the same throughout, it's done. It looks a little more raw in the center there. So we're going to continue to cook this for another 10 minutes. Okay, we gave it another 10 minutes. And now our matzo balls are done. So we're going to take one matzo ball. We're going to add a little bit of our soup all around. And there you have it. If you're not feeling well, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Until next time, ciao.